Now looking at this question number 7 of NCERT, a similar question we have already done before. It says there is a hollow charge conductor that has a tiny hole on its surface. Show that the electric field in the hole is sigma by 2 epsilon naught, where n unit vector is a unit vector in the outward normal direction and sigma is the surface charge density near the hole. So just imagine that you are having a hole charge conductor. Now for this charge conductor, I can prove this concept in two ways. For this charge conductor, if I say, what do you think is the electric field just outside? The electric field just outside will be as though the whole charge is situated at center. So it will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. And here q can be written as sigma into 4 pi r square. So 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught sigma into 4 pi r square divided by r square. R square get cancelled, 4 pi get cancelled. So it is sigma by epsilon naught. So if we are looking for the electric field just outside it, it is what? Sigma by epsilon naught. Now I can assume as though this hole was made up of two parts. One was this, a small sheet, and one was the leftover sheet. So I am assuming as though one side exists is this leftover part of this hollow conductor and one is this small sheet of it, small part of it. Charge density is same everywhere. Now due to this small part with the charge density sigma, the electric field here would be sigma by 2 epsilon naught, where the net electric field is what? Sigma by epsilon naught. So this net electric field would consist of two parts. One is the electric field due to this part, and we have learned due to a sheet of charge the electric field is what? Sigma by 2 epsilon naught due to thin sheet of charge. So it will consist of E1 plus E2. E1 stand for electric field due to this sheet of charge, sigma by 2 epsilon naught, and E2 stand for electric field due to rest of the conductor. So electric field due to rest of the conductor would come out to be how much? Sigma by 2 epsilon naught. Now look at this question, what it says. A hollow charge conductor has tiny hole on its surface. So just imagine that in this arrangement, this hole exists. So over here, a hollow charge conductor has a tiny hole on its surface. Now if the hollow charge conductor has a tiny hole on its surface, show that the electric field on the hole is sigma by 2 epsilon naught and unit vector. So you have already proved electric field due to rest of the part here will be what? Sigma by 2 epsilon naught into n unit vector. So thus if that tiny hole was also existing, net electric field would be sigma by 2 epsilon naught plus sigma by 2 epsilon naught, that is sigma by epsilon naught. But if this tiny hole is existing, then the electric field which will be here is only how much? Sigma by 2 epsilon naught into n unit vector. So question number 7 of NCERT for you. Now looking at question number 8 of NCERT. Two charge conducting sphere of radius A and B are connected to each other by a wire. So one side I have a charge conducting sphere of radius A and another I have a charge conducting sphere of radius B. And these two charge conducting spheres are connected by a wire. So one thing we can understand, say it has a charge QA and it has a charge QB. If they are connected by a wire, then we can understand that potential will be same. Charge flows from one to another until the potential is same. So one thing is sure, potential at A will be equal to potential at B. Potential at A will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into QA by A, and potential at B will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into QB by B. So we have this relation, that is charge on A by A is equal to charge on B by B. This is relation number 1. What is the ratio of electric field at the surface of these two spheres? Now for the electric field, you know, it will behave as though the whole charge is situated at center. So if I am saying what is the electric field at A, it will be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into QA by A square. And what is electric field at B? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught into QB by B square. So let's find EA by EB. It will be QA by QB into B square by A square. And QA by QB is what? A by B into B square by A square. So we are getting it B by A. So the ratio of the electric field A by B will be what? B by A. That we can prove here. Now looking at question number 9 of NCERT, you know the atomic model concept has developed in steps. The first model, that was Thomson model, which was saying that there is a whole sphere in which electrons are there, and then the positive charge are there embedded like the seeds of watermelon. A similar concept is talked here. An early model of atom considered to have a positive charge point nucleus of charge Ze. So the model says, the earlier model says that there is positive charge Ze. Z stand for atomic number, and it's in the form of a point charge. So earlier model, one of the earlier models says that at the center of the nucleus you have a charge Ze, positive charge Ze, that is Z stand for atomic number, and it is in the form of a point charge, surrounded by uniform density of negative charge of radius r. So all over rest you have uniform density of negative charge. There is a uniform density of negative charge. This negative charge is spread in this whole sphere of radius capital R. So will it be a surface charge density, linear charge density, or volume charge density? So my answer is, it is going to be a volume charge density, charge over volume. Now charge will be minus Ze, because as a whole the atom is neutral. So if at center the charge is plus Ze, charge, whole negative charge is minus Ze by 4 by 3 pi r cube. So volume charge density is minus 3 Ze by 4 pi r cube. This is the volume charge density. The atom as a whole is neutral, that we have already thought. For this model, what is the electric field at a distance small r from the nucleus? So you have a point at a distance P, at a distance small r from the nucleus. How much is electric field here? So we apply Gauss theorem, which says net flux is equal to charge inside by epsilon naught. And if this is the Gaussian surface is a sphere of radius small r, then we can say E dot ds is equal to charge inside by epsilon naught. If I say what is charge inside, your answer should be ZE. It is already there, minus 4 by 3 pi r cube. This is the volume inside. 4 by 3 pi r cube is the volume inside into rho, charge density, by epsilon naught. Now EDS, maybe the electric field is there out, area vector is also out, so EDS cos 0 is equal to ZE minus 4 by 3 pi small r cube, and then this charge density rho by epsilon naught. Now E into 4 pi small r square will be ZE minus 4 by 3 pi r cube, and charge density is what? 3 ZE. I have already taken this negative sign, by 4 pi capital R square by epsilon naught. Now this 4 pi gets cancelled, 3 get cancelled. So E into 4 pi R square is equal to ZE minus ZE into R cube by, this is capital R cube by epsilon naught. So we are finally getting electric field as ZE into R cube minus small r cube divided by small r cube divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. This is capital R cube. So electric field would be 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught ZE into R cube minus small r cube by capital R cube into R square. This is giving you electric field at a distance r from the nucleus. Now looking at this question number 10 of NCERT, it's a simple question where you are told about there is a spherical conducting shell of inner radius r1 and outer radius r2. So there is a shell with inner radius r1 and outer radius r2, and it's a conductor over here, and it is given a charge q. The total charge which is given to it is capital Q. Now if a small charge q is placed at the center of this shell, plus q, what is the surface charge density on the inner and outer of this shell? So if q is given here, how much will be the charge here? It will be minus q. And how much is the charge here, extra induced charge? It will be plus q. So total charge here will be q plus q. So if I ask what is the surface charge density on the inner sphere, sigma 1, it will be minus q by 4 pi r1 square. And if I ask what is the surface charge density on the outer of this, sigma 2 will be q plus q by 4 pi r2 square. Simple question. We know the induced charge would go from q, minus q, and then plus q. B part. In B part we are asked, is the electric field inside the cavity zero even if the shell is not spherical but any irregular shape? So just imagine that you have a conductor like this and the charge is outside, no charge inside. No charge inside. In that situation, question is the electric field inside the cavity? So look for the electric field inside the cavity in this case. So I assume a Gaussian surface And for this Gaussian surface, I say net flux is equal to charge inside by epsilon naught. E ds is 0. So electric field inside will be what? 0. Inside it, there is no inside charge. Thus, the electric field inside the cavity is going to be 0. So as a whole, I can say it is all about electrostatic shielding.